I've been making longbows for a couple of years now, and one of the problems I've always had is that I just have been leaving it lay around and they get dinged up, and so I make these beautiful longbows and they get all scratched up. So I thought I should have a case. So here's a finished case that I've made, and I'm going to show you how to make one today. So a few things that you'll need. That's how they get dinged up. A few things that you'll need, if you come over here and take a look, is some fleece or whatever material you want. The fleece has to be 11 inches wide by about 80 inches long. Next thing you'll need is a pair of scissors, a clasp and cord for the top of the case. And this is a little gadget I made out of copper wire that I pulled from some Romex. And I want you to take a look at this. It curls around a couple of times, and I'll show you later how we use that. And finally, you'll need a piece of scrap material and a little burner. Okay, so we're just going to get started here. This is my first day on the sewing machine, so it doesn't take a whole lot of skill. Just so you know, guys, don't be afraid of this. It's just a machine, right? We work on machines all the time, so let's see if we can make this happen. The first thing that we want to do is open the material up and fold it over, and that's where the draw cord will go. So I'm going to take this, put that over here, and what we do, if you get in real close here, we're going to put that under the foot, and there's a little release back here that drops that foot. Okay? And then, now look over here. This button, that is a reverse button. You push it in and it'll go in reverse. You let it out and it'll go forward. And I'll show you how that works here in just a moment. So I'm going to put my foot on the pedal. It's just like operating a NASCAR accelerator. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is start going forward, and then I'm going to go backwards. So I go forward, I push the button, and it goes backwards, and I go forward, and I'm just going to sew that all the way across. And then at the end, I'm going to go forward, and then backward, and forward, and backward a couple of times, and then I'm done. I let that needle come up, lift the foot, pull it out, take my scissors, and cut that cord. Bring that thread and put it in the back again. Then, set that scissors aside again. Oh, not too fast on that. Cut those tails off. Set that aside, and now what we want to do is make sure that we're doing this from the outside in. So I've decided already that this is going to be the inside, and so I want to start with that on the outside. So I fold it inside out, and then I get this long edge all lined up, and I'm going to start my seam right here where I started the seam going across for the drawstring. So now I put that in here, bring that up to the point of that drawstring seam, and because I don't want to sew that whole thing, otherwise I won't be able to get my drawstring through there. So now I'm going to do the forward and backwards thing again. Forward to start it out, backwards to lock it in, and then forward again. And then I just go the whole length of the bow case. Okay, getting near the end here. Now look at the end. Notice that it doesn't line up. That's not a problem. What we'll do is get to the corner, we'll slow down, stop, and then make sure the needle is in all the way, lift the foot up, pivot. That gives us a nice turn on the seam there. And then we're going to go forward, backward, forward. And then the same thing here at the end. Forward, backward, forward. Forward, backward, forward. A couple of times because I'm just that way. I lift that up. Pull that out. Cut that off. And now, the reason that's not a problem, that it doesn't line up, it's only a bow case. It doesn't matter. We don't have to go through the hassle of pinning it up or anything. So now we just cut that extra off. Don't cut your new seam. That wouldn't be a good thing. And that's that. Bow case is almost done. So now what we're going to do is reach inside. And grab that bottom and then just start peeling it off. Make sure you have a good grip on that. Grab that and start pulling it through. Like that. Okay. The bow case is essentially done. We're just going to clip a couple of these threads. There's one on the inside too. Now this is where this comes in handy. We're going to thread this through here. There we go. And then I'm going to put this in here, and that's where that little, I've got that squeezed together, and that just grips the cord very nicely. Now you might have something else that'll work just as well. That's okay too. This, I've made 5 bow cases today, so that's why I decided to have something like this. Okay, and then I just pull that out of there, set that aside. Now this is where the burner comes in handy, and our piece of scrap. So I'm going to get the burner going. And I'm going to hold that piece of scrap like this, and then I melt that, and then so that that isn't bunched up on the end, I just pull like that and just finish that off, and then I do the same thing with the other side. And then I pull through to make that nice and straight so it doesn't have a little button on the end, and it's still melted together. Turn that off, and then take your little drawstring clasp, put that through the holes, put that through there. Okay, and then pull that up there, and then just take those two together, make a little knot out here on the end. Just one little overhand knot. Pull it tight, and there is a brand new bow case. We're going to take the Longbow, put it in there, and there we go. All done. Thanks for watching.